Hello, everybody. I'm back again. This time we're going to be with my friend Danielle from Canada, our first Canadian friend. And she has her bachelor's in music, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her journey and see if maybe she can help us out with some insight. So, without further ado, hey, Danny.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just figuring stuff out, as you saw, before I hit recording. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Good. So, my I guess I'll just kind of start with what I'm kind of trying to do with this. I'll kind of let you know. My
Sure.
main thing is I just want to destigmatize mental health issues. I'm 31, gonna be 32 pretty soon, and I'm only recently, relatively recently, diagnosed with things, and I'm kind of stumbling right now, trying to figure out like I don't know exactly where my traction is gonna be. That's gonna help me like kind of get out of the rut. And so, really, the only way I can think to do it at this point is just kind of to talk to people and kind of see what they're doing and how it affects them, and see if maybe I can like be like a little knowledge sponge. So my my first question is, and there's no pressure in this question at all, but can I just get some weird, stupid fact that doesn't matter at all about you?
I was in an opera when I was in grade six.
Oh, what? What kind of opera?
It was Hansel and Gretel. It was great. I was one of the children, like the gingerbread men.
Uh huh.
So it was great. It was so much fun.
That's super cool. I was actually in a musical when I was in eighth grade. I was in the Music Man. So
Oh,
not quite the same thing, but slightly similar, and it was so fun. It
yeah,
was it was,
it's really.
and so I'm guessing then paired with that and you being a music major, what got you into music? What initially was the draw?
So I have been like I took piano lessons starting when I was 5 years old. And then I kind of continued. Music was mandatory in elementary school, and I had a fantastic music teacher who really inspired me and allowed me to do things such as recorder club, being in operas, being in musicals, um, being in choirs, all of that sort of thing that I was able to experience, which really pushed me towards the music industry.
Nice. And
Yeah.
and so now you're studying to become an elementary school music teacher. So obviously this teacher that you're speaking of had such a, I'm guessing, a profound impact on you that it
Yes.
literally sparked the kind of that pathway for your life. You saw something that you
Yes,
could do.
exactly.
That's pretty cool. How did you know? When was the point where you were just kind of like, yeah, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like this.
Um, Probably. So I had kind of flip-flopped between being a lawyer and being a music teacher, kind of all throughout my life. Yeah, I flip-flopped between them. And I chose music teacher just because of the passion that I have for music. And although I may not be, the best out there, I still really enjoy it. And I love listening to young students sing and dance and learn about it. And they have such passion and joy when they do it. So,
I definitely get that. It's like
mhm.
kind of like I remember when I first started music, I was in eighth grade. Because I had some friends in seventh grade and they were in band, and but I had not joined band. I didn't meet them until I got into seventh grade. So in eighth grade, I joined band to kind of like be with them,
Mhm.
kind of like a peer pressure thing. And it ended up being like I can relate to like kind of what you're saying. It was like, oh my god, there's like this whole other way to express. Like there's this whole other avenue that I had never. I mean, I'd heard it before, but I had never put like the two and two together. That I could do that. Like I could
Mhm.
actually be the one making that music.
Yes, exactly.
That's super cool. What age do you want to teach? Like,
So in Canada, music teachers normally teach from kindergarten to grade 6 in elementary school. So I kind of have to be open to teaching all of them, but I think I will prefer the younger ones just because they are um, more excited and willing to do things.
You don't want no edgy fifth graders. Ugh, geez, teacher, I hate recorder. I always want to play drums. You never let me play drums. Okay. And um do you feel like music is any type of therapy? Like, well, actually, let me take a step back. If you're willing to like discuss it at all, like what mental health things like do you like affect you? Like,
Yeah, so I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder when I was in university for my Bachelor of Music degree. So that was approximately 3 or 4 years ago now. And then I was diagnosed with anxiety and ADHD as well, which was ADHD more current. Went to a psychologist actually for some learning disabilities that I have due to a concussion. And they diagnosed me with ADHD, and I was very surprised about that actually. I had no idea. So I
really?
had to do a lot of research into what it was and how it affected me. So yeah, those are my mental health issues.
That's kind of I can kind of relate to that because I was very sorry, I got marbles in my mouth or something. I was very recently diagnosed with ADHD, and it was I kind of had like, or at least what I felt from you saying what I heard, I kind of had a feeling similar to that. Like, what? I have
Yeah.
ADHD? Like, like that was not even an option in my mind. Like I was going to every other space before that for some reason.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it was a huge surprise because I never, I guess it's not that I hadn't heard about it, but I never put myself in that place. And I never thought about it.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, well, that's not me. You hear about it and you go, that's not me. And then a doctor's like, no, that's like definitely you, bro.
Yeah.
um, so with like, how's the medication process been for you? Like, did you find one quickly? Was it kind of like a long turnover of searching?
So for my bipolar disorder, it took quite a while to figure out what I was on. I was on lithium for a while. I was on a bunch of different other medications. And I'm actually on three different medications now for my bipolar, so it took a lot of um, fooling around with the medications. My ADHD, I've only been on one, and I have a second one that's for just in case when I'm having a lot of trouble focusing. And then anxiety, I have another medication that really helps me. So overall, for my mental illnesses, I'm on about 6 medications. So it definitely took a while to get into it. It's and I will say that it's for my bipolar disorder, it was very scary to go on to them because um, your body doesn't react well. In my experience anyways, my body didn't react well to them for the first 2 weeks, and then after that it was like a miracle, and things just started being
Falling into
put in place.
place?
Yeah, exactly. So what I tell people a lot is when you're going on medication, you need to be very patient and say, okay, I'm going to try this for at least 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks I was depressed. I thought I had a heart attack. I had panic attacks. Like it was really bad, but I pushed through, and now that's those are the medications that really helps me.
Really? That's pretty good to hear because I've been kind of cycling through like a bunch of them like
Yeah.
constantly, and I haven't really found any that work like super well. And I've definitely done that though. I've tried to like, okay, I'm gonna stick it through. I go to therapy. My therapist, obviously encourages me, and I don't think he's lying to me. So, but I was really weary of trying any medications. Like, I really didn't want to try none. I was like that classic head case of like, I don't need
Yeah.
nothing. Meanwhile, I'm like literally wearing a tinfoil hat, like type thing. So it's good to hear that. And does it make you feel? I don't want to say normal because I know for a fact that there's no such thing as normal, but
No.
But does it make you feel good? Like, is the is the road getting easier?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely have normalized um more than I have in previous times. I can be happy. I don't feel like I have no emotions. I still have my good days and bad days, especially in the winter time when there's not as much sun for me. But yeah, I definitely balanced out, which is really great to feel instead of having those ups and downs and emotions and being hyperactive and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, not being able to focus, and the only
Yeah.
time you ever can focus. At least this is for me. Is focusing on how bad it is or how much worse it
Yes.
can get, and it's like, oh my god, dude, you're so fatalistic. You really got to stop. But I don't know how, so it's an issue. But I noticed that when you're saying during the um the winter, that seasonal depression thing. I lived in Southern California, in like Long Beach, LA, Orange County area until I was 28 or something, like 2 or 3 years, 3 or 4 years ago now. I forget. I'm not good at math or history or any other subjects. But um, I had never experienced anything like that, and now I'm up in Boise, Idaho. So not really where you are, but somewhere in the middle. And there's actually like a winter here with snow and wind and cold and temperatures below 58. And I've noticed that I think I have that. I think I kind of get that like sun withdrawal maybe.
Yeah. Well, it's part of it is you have to just force yourself to go outside and get that um fresh air and that sun. 'Cause here, I mean, we it's still sunny outside, but the clouds cover it, the snow's covering it. It's all that kind of thing. It's freezing cold. You don't want to be outside.
Mm.
But also taking supplements really helps. So like the vitamin D, vitamin C,
Those actually
that's
helped you.
really helpful. Yes, they do.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's actually proven to help your neurotransmitters move more effectively.
Wow.
So yeah, it's really good.
I'll have to try that out for sure, cuz that's definitely something like when the summer or spring when I can like get out and kind of just stroll around whenever I want and play with my dogs and stuff. It's cool. But the wintertime, I find myself like lately just such a I feel like the snow is sunlight and I'm a vampire. I'm like,
Yes.
get away from me. It's so hard to get out of bed sometimes too when it's cold.
Yes, for sure.
So, how do you feel like there's value in, and I'm assuming that there is, but because you want to be a teacher, I'm assuming there's some type of therapy in that for you as well. Is there? Like,
Yeah. So I haven't started teaching, but I have done some practicum experiences actually with my music ed degree. And so they it's just seeing the kids and seeing them happy and seeing them learn um, is just therapeutic in itself. Um, and being able to teach your passion. If you're passionate about something, then it brings joy to you, and that joy is very precious, I would say.
I would definitely agree. I was a part-time guitar instructor for a long time. I had like a few students that I would teach to, and I I found that like definitely the money was like just as rewarding as like observing the progress,
Yes.
and not only observing the progress, but observing in certain students that I had the momentum of progress to where it was only like some of them I kind of had to like, all right, here we go, we're learning, and then other ones I would just like and go, and then
Yeah.
they would just do it all themselves, and watching that process is like, oh, this is truly exciting.
Yes, it is. It really is.
Well, that's good. I want to thank you so much for coming on today. This was great. Um,
Yeah, no
I
problem.
would love to have you back on sometime if you ever would like to have another conversation and we can just kind of check in and do it again.
Sure, that sounds great.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much, Danielle. It was a great talk, and Enjoy your winter. Please get some
Oh,
vitamin
thanks.
D.
Okay.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was Danielle. Um, what a sweet lady. What a sweet lady. Just wants to get into music and help the kids. I love that. I love that she found something that not only can like make her feel good but also benefit other people. I just think that's really cool. I don't know, reflecting on that, she just you could tell that because I mean, I felt like I could feel that because she had the passion about the music, it was so easy for her to make that choice to become a music teacher, and that's what I'm looking for. The other thing I'm looking for is tech help because I know almost nothing about computers. So if you've lasted this long and you're still here, please, if you have any tech knowledge that you could help me with, I would love it because I'm struggling. I mean, I'm getting through and I'll kill it, but help would be helpful. Bye.